Yeah, but you look at that and you're like 1%, less than 1% is sizable. No, but the size, what is sizable is their growth on that dividend, which averages roughly 20 to 25% or 15 to 25%, it looked like over like the past 5 years or so. I'm adding them to the dividend list that we have going just because of that growth year over year that looks good. I like that. It's better than a lot of other companies that even though they pay out a fat dividend, it is not always year over year losing money to inflation. So if a company is raising its dividend on average 10 to 20% every year, you'll never lose money to inflation. Capital One uses Visa. So I would say their competitors are pretty much MasterCard, Discover, or American Express. Maybe Western Union, but They've they've both performed pretty comparably, I believe. Yeah, but that's also irrespective of earnings or any other news that the company has put out. Well, if you're looking at it from a long-term perspective, like, can you make more money potentially? Like, I mean, their market cap's only, I say only, like, it's still a heck of a lot of money, but the estimated value of the company is $48 billion based on, share price and the amount of shares outstanding. So, I mean, compared to the rest of the industry, like the I mean, seeing as I think Nvidia just became the market cap leader recently, and they're at like $3.5 trillion, like that Visa's pretty small in comparison. No, I'm not calling them peers, but I'm just saying as like a broad like scope look at the valuation of each, like, generally you set the high point of the market and use that as kind of like a reference as like what's the potential for other companies to grow. International Paper Company. I like picking fun ones. I'm still working on pulling up information. Yeah, $16 billion market cap. I mean, they pay out a dividend, but it's all over the place. Well, I mean, they got plenty of cash and short-term assets on their book to pay for their expenses for like between a year and a year and a half. Well, that and it looks like based on their projected earnings, like their PE ratio is somewhere around I mean, it says weird now it says it's like a 41.8, but yeah, it seems like it's lower than that. Yeah, but their payout ratio is all screwy at the moment. This says like their payout ratio is 200 and something percent. I don't feel like that's accurate, but it's not impossible either. Yeah, but that's why I'm saying I don't think there's no way to like reliably set your clock by it because it's all over the place. It went from like 42 cents to 48 cents to 46 cents like per quarter. Hey, sometimes boring is good. I just don't feel like it is in this case. They bought $100 a share. Like they got they got accepted into the Dow, and then they just tanked. Finance. Yeah, it looks like they cut their dividend recently too, which they probably had to do. That's per quarter. Every couple of corners. They're always across the street from CVS. I don't know if that statement's true or accurate. The lowest that they've ever been, and they've been around for a very long time. Yeah, I'd agree with that, but All right, here we go. Yeah, so it's not the lowest they've ever been, but they've been down around this price. If you invested in them in 19 in September of no, wait. If you invested in them in May of 1997, you would be even money today. I mean, less whatever dividend gains that have come, but they aren't even a competitor. I wouldn't even call Lilly a competitor. They're in the healthcare space, yes, but I know that they put them on there for like competition, but I don't think that that's I would say like their only real two competitors are CVS and Rite Aid. Maybe well, wait, that and grocery stores, Walmart. Walmart has a pharmacy inside many of their stores, so that's why I'm saying I'd consider them a competitor. And then I think Amazon is getting into that space too. I think they have too much baggage, and they've overspent themselves, overhired, overexpanded, um, without having good systems in place to do so. Because they're essentially just mimicking CVS. Yeah, but they have to have some losers in their portfolio too. It's like it's honestly like Walgreens made a sprint to get into like the Dow when they were talking about removing GE from it. And so they took GE out, they replaced Walgreens with it, and then their performance just started to suffer. Like they've literally just gone down since that's happened. Well, I mean, they're closing stores that they probably should have closed like a couple of years ago. You know, if a store isn't making like, I mean, I don't like to say it. It's kind of like what Walmart does, where like they'll put a new store in, or they at least this is what they used to do. Walmart would like put a new store in, and then like pretty much 3 years later, if the store wasn't profitable, if it wasn't turning enough like cash flow or customers, they'd just cut it loose. They'd say, "All right, yeah, we're closing this down." Like just cut and dry. That's it. We're done. I don't even think I'd short it because I think that for me personally, it'd be too risky to short when it's at its low already. Like, and is it temporary or is it permanent? I think that what if they're smart, what they're going to end up doing is uh, I don't know. Sooner or later, there will be some activist investor coming along that's like, "Hey, there's some value here," and then they're going to just start cutting people and things loose that aren't working. They are not a pharmaceutical company, though. They do not make or manufacture pharmaceuticals. They distribute them. Yeah, but I don't know if you've been into or how many Walgreens you've been into. Like, I think CVS has a more cost-effective approach to it. Like, the few Walgreens I've been in, like all of most of them have like a 24-hour pharmacy, whereas like CVS, it won't be it's in the 24-hour option is in very few stores, but it'll give you an option within like let's say like 30 or 40 miles, like in the case of an emergency. Mm, I'm not sure, probably like 600 or five or $6. Well, I think they should have cut their dividend more. You don't pay out a dividend while you're bleeding money, so it's like Labor is the biggest thing. I feel like. Well, no, I don't really think I have much else to say at all.